Hi chums, I'm going to try and cover a few things while I've got the camera out today. So I thought while I'm in the kitchen I might as well show you the kitchen. This is where, I'm just going to move my camera down a wee bit. This is where the stove was, just where these two units here are, where my finger is. I'll move down there in a minute. That's where the stove was taken out, and then this big unit was up at the side here. So we moved all down. This used to be the fridge here. So that's a cupboard now which I'm using for my pen stuff, and we're waiting for a door to come back for that. So I'll just lift it up, lift the camera and let you see the kitchen now, you know. We're very pleased. There's the fridge. It's quite a height, you know. This is just taller than me, and I'm just over 6 foot. So I used to be 6'3", but I'm shrinking. I'm shrinking with this thing in my back. But anyway, there's that's where the stove was. The stove was in here. So that unit there and this unit here were both up here, and this larder was over here. So we have to get a set of shelves built in here. I'll probably do that, but we're trying to find a style that we like, and then we'll get redecorated. So all in all, we're very pleased. Now, one of the problems was there's a joint there where they had to move this unit top down and put a joint there, but that's not a big deal. We're going to put new worktops on, but we had thought of using Corian. But when we went to get a price, the problem with the Corian is, I just showed you something else there, you're supposed to see in a minute. That there, that's a 4-meter run down there. That's 12 feet, just over 12 feet. So it's a big long run. But to do the Corian, just the tops around along there, across there and up here, £5,000, actually £5,500, which is about $9,000, and then another £1,000 or $1,600 to get the little lip that goes up the wall. So to get that glued on, another £1,000, and another £1,000 to get a sink put in. So you're talking about £7,500, over about $11,000–12,000 just for worktops. But there's no point in putting that price of worktops onto old units that are 16 years old. So what we're going to do is we're going to put new worktops on, and that'll be it. And then when we go to change the kitchen, we'll maybe get the Corian put on then. But if you're into the price of Corian, we might as well look at granite as well, because it's pretty good stuff. So that's that. But I wanted to show you the main thing in here is what my poor wife has to put up with. And there it is. There's the glue up for the drop box for my Cyclone dust collector that I'm building. So I had to glue it up in here because it's cold outside, the glue's not taking. So I brought the boards in 2 nights ago and let them warm up, and I brought the glue in and let it warm up, and then yesterday morning I glued everything together and clamped it down with, I was running about hooking everywhere to try and find more clamps, because I don't do flat work, so I have very few clamps, but I managed to find a few G clamps and stuff around the place, and little clamps I bought in Lidl's and that. So I got the job done. So I'm going to head outside now and we'll talk cyclones. So we'll just head this way. It's cold today. I think there's probably still frost on my car. We'll have a look and see. No, it's nearly the frost's nearly off the car now, but it was heavy frost this morning. So we're in here, right? I'm going to set this up and do a bit of demonstrating. So there's a tripod there, and if I just do that, that'll be enough. Right, so what we're going to imagine is that box, okay? That box that the extractor's in, that's a blue barrel, okay? So use your imaginations here, that's a blue barrel. On top of that is a traffic cone, okay? So what I've done is, I have to turn this around so I can see it and demonstrating properly here. I have cut the bottom and the top of the traffic cone. So all we have is that sleeve, and then that will go down into the drop box through the wooden top, and it'll be sitting in somewhere about that depth there. Now, the next part of the process is that I put a pipe. This is not the pipe that will be used, but there will be a pipe go into the side. I need to just lift this up a wee bit here, sorry. There will be a pipe go into the side of the drop of the cone here, and what that'll do is that'll suck the air, the dirty air with the chips will get sucked through that into the cone, and then the stuff will spin down the inside of the cone and fall into the drop box, and then at the top of the cone there'll be another pipe coming out, and that'll be sucking clean, well, relatively clean air out. It'll be air that has got no heavies in it. And the principle of it is that whenever the stuff gets sucked in through the wall here, into the hole, into the cyclone, the centrifugal effect will force the heavy stuff against the wall, and the friction then makes the solids drop down through the hole into the middle, and then the pipes that's sitting here, it'll be sitting in that sort of position. It will be sucking out relatively clean air, and that's what we want. We don't want the solids to get into the big extractor, because it keeps the filters cleaner and saves an awful lot of hassle when it comes to emptying it. Now we're going to move over this way now, and I'm going to show you how this thing works. Now if we just put that there, okay, what is he, just lift it up there a wee bit. Right, I'm going to have to come back to here a wee bit more, just, yes, there we are. That'll do well there. Okay, now what I've got here is exactly the same principle as I was showing you there now. This is this little black box here. I'll go and get it now. Just put my coat up so they don't end all over the place. Right, I need to change the screen so that I can actually see what I'm doing. Right, this little box here, get everything disconnected. This little box is for taking ashes out of a fire, and it's from Lidl, cheapest chips Lidl, but it's exactly the same principle as the big thing I'm building. There's the vacuum, okay, and then the vacuum is sucking into the little box here, and then the dirt's going in this side, and there's the principle of it there. You can see that the dirt is forced against the side of the tube using where it comes in here, and this pipe here is taking the dirt back out again. Now I've got a filter inside that, but I'll take it out because there's going to be no filter in there, and as you can see that box is empty. So just load that up, just close it up. I'm going to do a wee demo here for you to let you see how it works. Okay, so that's that, and over here we have the dust extractor, or the vacuum cleaner, which needs to get pulled out a bit further. And once again, I'll just show you here. Oh, just pull the handle off it, that's good. Don't work with children and vacuum cleaners, eh? That's all. I had this all set up and ready to go. There we are. So as you can see, the vacuum cleaner is empty as well. So we'll just put this thing together, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean out the dust, the bandsaw, the bottom of it, and I've got some dust down in the floor lift as well. There's not enough in there. So if anybody's wearing headphones, put your headphones, turn your volume down now, because I'm going to turn the vacuum cleaner on. Okay, all ready? Okay, that'll be regular. So I've just lifted up a lot of stuff, dirt there, and we'll see how this works. So here's a little drop box, and if you look inside it, you can see that it's pretty full of dirt. Well, it's half full. Most of the dirt that's down there is actually on that now. I'll turn this light here around and see, does that help any? Right, we'll see. So there you are. The dirt's in there. Okay, you can see that. And then the big vacuum here. Now, there's a little tiny amount at the bottom of that there. So it does save an awful lot of hassle in terms of having to clean filters. It makes your filters more efficient, and it what do we see now? Just turn this thing up. It makes your filters much more efficient, and it means you haven't to empty the big bags as often. It also means that you get a far better flow rate for the air, because the filters and the bags in the source of vacuum are kept much cleaner, and you get a far better draw right through your drop box. So that's basically the way it works. You drop all the dirt in one box, and you bring the air through to the main filter to get cleaned up, and that's all there is to it. So at the moment I've got the two parts ready. I've got the cone ready. I've just to get the 100mm fittings, and I got a real good deal thanks to my mate Michael last night. I got a whole load of stuff, 100mm stuff, for less than half price from England, a place called Rutland's in England. So that's it. Now this is a more complicated way to do it. There's a great video up recently of a guy in Australia who put the two hoses into a wheelie bin. So he had the wheelie bin between the source of the dirt and the extractor, and he had a hose into the wheelie bin bringing the dirt in, and another one taking the dirt back out, which meant he just lifted the wheelie bin and out he went. So that's a good idea. Now, just for anybody that's watching, I have 3 wheelie bins, and they're all well tied down and bolted down, so you wouldn't know who would be over looking for one. So just as a precaution, I'm also keeping an eye on the ferries coming in from Wales, in case there are any sort of suspicious looking characters coming off the boat from Swansea. So there you go, folks. That's basically how the extractor works. It's a very simple principle, but very effective. Okay, so the next one you see, I'll probably have made the lids and stuff, and then I'll show you that. Okay, all the best now. Bye bye.